Joy Behar never saw it coming. One moment she was delivering her trademark sharp commentary on The View, and the next she found herself at the epicenter of an unexpected storm. The studio's energy shifted when Sunny Hostin, a longtime co-host and passionate advocate for racial justice, turned the conversation in an unanticipated direction. With a carefully worded remark, Sunny cast a shadow over Joy, a cryptic accusation that sent ripples of tension through the room and left millions of viewers at home hanging on every word. Sunny's words weren't direct, but their implication was undeniable. She suggested that Joy's humor and pointed commentary may have crossed a line that, according to Sunny, had ignited Melania Trump's explosive $100 million lawsuit against the network. A collective hush fell over the studio, the audience frozen as the weight of the moment sank in. Joy's face betrayed a flicker of disbelief, quickly replaced by her signature defiance. For a woman who had spent decades in front of the camera, navigating controversy with aplomb, this accusation hit differently. Was Sunny really implying that her years of wit and pointed banter had escalated into a legal minefield? Joy wasn't one to back down, fixing Sunny with a steely gaze, her voice cut through the silence like a blade. Are you actually suggesting that I'm to blame for this lawsuit? Her tone was calm, but there was no mistaking the fire beneath it. The tension in the studio became almost palpable as Sunny, visibly conflicted but resolute, responded. I'm saying some narratives were pushed. Relentlessly, she said, her words reverberating with intent. The air in the room was electric. What had started as a routine morning show had now become live television history. Viewers could sense it. This wasn't just another heated exchange. This was deeply personal. Joy, ever the fighter, wasn't about to let the moment pass without a counterpunch. With the stakes higher than ever, it was clear this confrontation would leave an indelible. Sunny Hostin, celebrated for her fearless advocacy for social justice on The View, had built her career on an unwavering commitment to exposing inequality, challenging racism, and confronting the uncomfortable truths of history. Her voice was a beacon of clarity, and her message was resolute. Accountability for the sins of the past was non-negotiable. But her stance, so bold and uncompromising, faced an unexpected reckoning when she appeared on the PBS show Finding Your Roots. The program, renowned for unearthing ancestral truths, had previously brought celebrities face to face with stories of courage, loss, and identity. For Sunny, however, the journey revealed something far more unsettling. During the episode, Sunny discovered that her third great-grandfather had been a slaveholder. The revelation was shocking, not just for Sunny, but also for the countless viewers who had come to admire her relentless fight against systemic racism. In that moment, as her lineage unfolded, the expression on her face betrayed a mix of disbelief and discomfort. For someone who had spent years advocating for accountability and owning the truths of history, this revelation was more than a personal blow. It was a public test of her principles. But Sunny's response was unexpected. Rather than confronting the discovery with the same energy she brought to her social justice battles, she chose to downplay its significance. She referred to it as an unfortunate product of its time, a historical reality that didn't define her or her values. This dismissal was jarring. For some, it appeared to contradict the very values Sunny had championed. How could someone so outspoken about systemic injustices minimize her own family's connection to one of history's gravest atrocities? The revelation sent ripples through her audience and colleagues, While Sunny was busy dodging criticism, Melania Trump was preparing a lawsuit that would drag everyone into the fire. Melania's $100 million lawsuit claimed damaging and defamatory statements were made about her. The specifics of the lawsuit were unclear, but the timing was impossible to ignore. The media frenzy surrounding Sunny's family revelation was still fresh, and now Melania's legal action was dominating headlines. But this wasn't just another celebrity lawsuit, it was something far more dangerous for The View. Greg Gutfeld, already relentless in his criticism of Sunny, took it a step further. He skillfully connected the dots between Sunny's dismissive reaction to her family history and Melania's lawsuit. Gutfeld painted a picture. While Melania was actively fighting to protect her reputation, Sunny was dodging accountability for her own family's dark past. The narrative was set, and it was devastating. Suddenly, The View wasn't just a talk show. It was at the center of a media storm involving allegations of hypocrisy, personal betrayal, and now, a looming legal battle. Producers behind the scenes at ABC grew anxious. Rumors swirled that advertisers were getting cold feet, nervous that the show's controversy controversies were spiraling out of control. And then, in a moment of thinly veiled frustration, Sunny made a critical error. She hinted on live television that Joy Behar's on-air jokes and commentary had fueled the narrative that led to Melania's lawsuit. She didn't say it outright, but the implication was it was Joy Behar, known for her biting humor and fearlessness in tackling controversial topics, who found herself unexpectedly pulled into the fray. Sunny, clearly frustrated by the ongoing backlash against her, made a cryptic yet pointed remark during the show. Without naming names, she implied that some of Joy's jokes and commentary had crossed a line that, according to Sunny, had contributed to Melania Trump's explosive $100 million lawsuit against the network. The studio fell silent, the audience stunned. The weight of Sunny's insinuation was palpable. Joy's expression shifted instantly, her humor giving way to a steely resolve. "Are you seriously suggesting that my commentary is the reason we're dealing with this lawsuit?" she demanded, her voice calm but razor sharp. Sunny hesitated, visibly conflicted before doubling down. "I'm saying some narratives were pushed relentlessly," she replied, her words hanging heavily in the air. The tension in the room was electric. Viewers could sense it. This was no ordinary debate. The divide between Sunny and Joy had become deeply personal, leaving The View in uncharted territory. What began as a routine morning on The View quickly spiraled into an unforgettable moment of live television. The tension in the studio was palpable, with the audience and viewers at home riveted. Sunny Hostin's cryptic remark had thrown a wrench into the usual dynamic, and the fallout was immediate. This wasn't just a lively debate, it was deeply personal, and as the air thickened with unspoken conflict, Joy Behar stood poised to strike back, ready to defend her integrity in a moment that would leave a lasting mark on. The audience was stunned. Cameras caught Sunny's eyes darting, searching for a way out, but Joy wasn't finished. She pressed on, demanding to know why she was being dragged into a lawsuit that had nothing to do with her. As if a joke could somehow spark a $100 million legal battle, Joy had drawn a line in the sand. This wasn't banter, this was war. But the question now was simple. Would Sunny fight back or crumble under the pressure? Sunny Hostin sat frozen, visibly rattled by Joy Behar's piercing words. The studio, once filled with casual conversation and lighthearted banter, had transformed into a battlefield. Every eye in the audience was locked on Sunny, waiting for her response. But for the first time, the outspoken co-host seemed at a loss for words. Joy wasn't done. Her voice remained steady, but each word cut deeper. "You've spent years calling out people for refusing to acknowledge their role in systemic problems. But this wasn't Sunny's only problem. While the internet was ablaze with criticism, a larger storm loomed on the horizon. Behind the scenes, Melania Trump was preparing a $100 million lawsuit that threatened not just Sunny's reputation, but the very fabric of The View. As tensions mounted, Sunny made a critical mistake, one that would pull her co-host Joy Behar directly into the center of the unfolding chaos. What began as a personal revelation was now snowballing into a crisis that could change everything. The internet's relentless nature had turned Sunny's revelation into a full-blown character crisis. Social media platforms became battlegrounds, with viral posts dissecting her every word and action. Memes mocking her flooded timelines, hashtags questioning her integrity trended, and threads analyzing her comments gained traction. Sunny Hostin, the fiery advocate for justice, who had built her career on unwavering moral clarity, found herself on the defensive. Her discovery was indeed shocking. During the program, Sunny learned that her third great-grandfather had been a slaveholder, a revelation that struck a jarring chord for someone so vocal about confronting systemic racism and historical injustice. The moment was as uncomfortable for her audience as it was for Sunny herself. For a brief instant on screen, the shock in her expression was undeniable. But what happened next left many stunned. Rather than addressing the discovery with the accountability she demanded of others, Sunny dismissed it as an unfortunate product of its time, brushing it off as a mere footnote in her family history. Sunny's face tightened. She opened her mouth, then closed it. The silence spoke louder than words. The cameras caught every flicker of emotion, confusion, frustration, embarrassment. Joy had cornered her, and the audience could feel it. Behind the scenes, panic rippled through the production crew. This wasn't a scripted disagreement. This was raw, unfiltered conflict unfolding in real time. Producers whispered frantically, unsure whether to cut to commercial or let the confrontation play out. But it was too gripping to interrupt. Joy leaned back back slightly, her point made, but her eyes still locked on Sunny. It was a clear challenge. Defend yourself or own up to it. The live audience murmured, and social media exploded. Clips of the exchange were already making their rounds online. Hashtags began trending, some praising Joy for the internet, with its relentless and unforgiving nature, quickly amplified the growing controversy surrounding Sunny Hostin. Social media platforms became battlegrounds as viral posts dissected her every word and action. Memes mocking her flooded timelines, hashtags questioning her integrity trended, and threads analyzing her comments gained traction. What had begun as a revelation about her ancestry during her appearance on PBS's Finding Your Roots had now spiraled into a full-blown character crisis. Sunny Hostin, the fiery advocate for justice who had built her career on unwavering moral clarity, found herself on the defensive. Her discovery was indeed shocking. During the program, Sunny learned that her third great-grandfather had been a slaveholder, a revelation that struck a jarring chord for someone so vocal about confronting systemic racism and historical injustice. The moment was as uncomfortable for her audience as it was for Sunny herself. For a brief instant on screen, the shock in her expression was undeniable, but what happened next left many stunned. Rather than addressing the discovery with the accountability she demanded of others, Sunny dismissed it as an unfortunate product of its time, brushing it off as a mere footnote in her family history. The public backlash was swift. Critics accused Sunny of hypocrisy, highlighting what they saw as a glaring double standard. How could someone who had spent years holding others accountable for their ancestral sins so casually wave away her own? Social media lit up with commentary, as both her detractors and former supporters expressed their disappointment. For her most loyal fans, this wasn't just a misstep, it was a betrayal of the values they thought she stood for.